Hi, everybody. This brings us to week three. This brings us to week three. Week three, as of Saturday, we'll be over the hump and we'll be on our way to finishing this class. It's been a very fast class, and I don't know if it's because finally we're seeing some light at the end of the tunnel. But week three brings us to alternative solutions and things that will work and things that don't work. And I'm hoping that you find this week very interesting. I hope that you find Red Hook Community Justice System as very, very interesting because it's one of my favorite programs that works. Now you're looking at a video that's an older video, but if you go to Red Hook sites, and I'm going to give you a bunch of them, you'll see that they have been very progressive. This week's discussion, I just want to do a little housekeeping on that, is your discussion should, even though they no longer make it so you have to have 250 words, but you should have somewhere around there, and you should have a source in there as well. Now I'm going to give you some sources, so you're welcome to use those, or you're welcome to use the ones that the school has given you um, on your discussion. But your responses do not need to have a source unless you use one. If you use one, certainly put it in there. Your responses should be more than, hey, that was a great job. It should be, hey, that was a great job, and this is why I think that, or hey, I'm going to agree to disagree on this. This is what I think would work and why. Back up whatever you put there. You must have your discussion in by 11:59 on Thursday. If you don't, you will get a 0 for the discussion part of it. But don't give up because you still can get 60% for your bottom three rubrics. So 60%, okay, for the bottom three rubrics. So let's look at Red Hook. If you look at Red Hook, this was based basically on the theory of broken window. If you have a community that looks like garbage, let's say the broken windows, um, then it's treated like garbage. But if you have a community that takes pride in itself, if you have a community that works together, and it means everybody working together. Community justice doesn't work unless everybody works. If everybody in the system works, it can't have slackers. It has to have people that are invested in it. And Red Hook said, we're going to go out there and we're going to invest in the community. We're going to make the community as part of the system. And when you look at, they not only have their own pages, they have, the Brooklyn District Attorney has a whole series on it. I'll send you this as well. I put this up here so you could see that. But you also will see that it has, it's written up in Courtroom Innovations. It's a fabulous program. It has its own web page. It has its own Facebook page. And when you look at the community justice systems that they have, they do it for everybody. This was posted one day, happening on Wednesday. Share, share, share. They want everybody in the community to know about it. They have Wellness Wednesdays in Red Hook, once a month for self-care, healing, and community love. Can you ask for anything more than that? They have their own programs. They have, you can go to their justice system, their link tree. There's an awful lot of things you can go to. They even have a Twitter account. So it's a very active group that does this, and I think it's important to know that it's people that are not only volunteers, but it's people that are paid. It's a federal government program and it's a state government program that work together. There was a lot of money put into this to make it work, and it did work. So I hope that you see these sources, you look at them, and you think, wow. I actually started to go through some of their Facebook page, and I was really impressed with that. So there's your Red Hook Community Justice System. You can work off of that. The next thing we have coming up is going to be your paper. And your paper, I just wanted to go a little bit over what front end and back end solutions are. So you have the paperwork that's told you where you can find it, but you can also look them up to see what's out there. And one of the things that you have in sentencing laws that you're seeing a lot more of is their on and after sentences. So let's say Susan Figge gets charged with a crime, and they say, okay, what can we do? Well, we'll lower her sentencing to time served and then add on probation. So you're seeing on and after 5 years of probation. Some of them you're seeing parole, but parole is kind of petering out a little bit because people are doing more of the probation area of it. They're putting them on probation for longer periods of time to help them. And I think that if we look at Red Hook, Red Hook says we're going to help you all the time. You don't have to be on probation to get help. We'll get your services. You live in our community, come on over. We'll help you. But on the court systems, they're saying we're going to give you 5 years more, and maybe we can give you some services during that time. And one of the areas they're starting to look at is having to do with some training in your your plumbers, your electricians, and the trades. The trades. There's a huge deficit in amount of jobs out. People in the trades that there's jobs out there for them. So they're working with getting people into the trades, and that's part of the front and back end solutions. How can we help people when they finish doing their sentences or during their sentences become better people, people that can be productive members of their community? So I wanted to talk to you about the 4 to 5 pages on this as well. This paper, you must have 4 to 5 pages of content. You have to cite at least 2 sources. You've been given many sources, but you certainly can use any source you want as well. Make sure that you put them in there. And also, I want you to take a look at what your Turnitin scores are in. If your Turnitin scores are high, you might want to look at those because it really should be in your wording, looking at something. Same thing with using quotations. Quotations facilitate you in explaining what you want, but it should not take up the entire page. So look at your Turnitin score. If it's high, and I usually look really, really close at anything over 25%, but take a look at it and make sure it's in your own wording. Thank you very much, and can't wait to read your papers. If you have any questions, as always, you can contact me at 413-883-3537. Thank you. Bye-bye.